Hey everybody. I look like shit, but that is okay because I don't give a crap. So I've just been nonstop this weekend. It's Sunday. Um, it is approximately around 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock at night, and I'm gonna be on and off camera because I'm trying to multitask. So the video today is brought to you by Felicia's opinions of people in AA. And again, my thoughts, my beliefs, my view. I go to AA. It would be the same if I went to work and I was complaining about people at work. Like, this is what it feels like. In regards to, like, work aspect of me complaining, it would be basically like, hey, because this is what the premise of the thing is. You go to work, you've been there for 40 years, and you never read the manual. Not the instructions, the manual. Like, you never found out the reason why traditions, why basically we do certain things certain ways. It's not even that you follow the ways. But yeah, so when someone does bring it up, like basically okay, so let's go back to AA because this makes it a little bit more easier to understand. Okay, so in AA, if you are unfamiliar with AA, if you are familiar with AA and I screw up what I'm saying, please give me facts in the comments because otherwise what I am saying has been told to me via AA, as in the world are the hires up and everything, like AA.org, and my old home group, which was a big book meeting, and we went over and like they taught us things. But okay, one, each group is autonomous to another, has its own autonomy. So meaning that if Group A decides that they are going to hold a 20-minute meeting, then they can do that. They don't have to have it an hour. They don't have to have an hour and a half. If they don't want a break, they don't have to have a break. If they choose to have a break, if they choose to have two breaks, if they choose to have like the way that they choose to have the meeting and everything like that. Like there are styles of meetings that we have that a lot of people are familiar with, and I'm gonna eat. Oh yeah, I made homemade chips. See, an air fryer. So the core basic style meetings are big book, commitment groups, speaker discussion, speaker meetings. Those are kind of usually the commitment groups and everything like that. Depends on the area you're in. The 12 steps. I feel like there's other types. Then there's also like basically being like there are others. I just haven't. There's open meetings. There's closed meetings. Open just means anybody and their mother can come to the meeting. Closed meetings that you have to designate that you are an alcoholic and that you are seeking recovery to join or to go to that meeting. There are select meetings. There are basically invite-only meetings. Usually those are not ever found on AA.org's like list of meetings. Those are invite-only. Basically, those are private type ones that a lot of times happen at people's homes. Then you have like certain days of the week, things like that. So, okay. So AA's been around this July, they are celebrating 90 years at the International Convention in Vancouver, Canada. And it was actually at one of the, I want to say it was a Canada one, but it might have been the United States convention or international. I call it a convention. Someone's going to tell me it's called this. Whatever it is, it's a whole bunch of people that are in recovery going to hang out with other people who are in recovery that are doing anything from workshops to conference. It's basically one giant conference, and then like in the evening a little party, get together type thing, and then like in the daytime that is. But there's also like these main speaker meetings and stuff like that. So one second. So I had the pleasure of being able to go to the 2015 one in Atlanta. Was originally supposed to go to the one in Detroit in 2020, but we all know what happened then. This evil thing called COVID. Basically the equivalent to the Black Plague, and for Americans. So just meaning that basically it put the world on a standstill, especially in the United States. Things got canceled. A lot of people's events and stuff got rearranged and everything like that, or just didn't happen in general because they never could. So if you're watching this 40 years down the road, there's a little timestamp for you, a little history. Okay, so then, and they're held every 5 years. So that was 2020, 2015, or 2025. It is in Vancouver, like I said, Canada. And it's held between July 3rd to the 6th. It's usually around the 4th of July, whenever like they can schedule it around and everything like that. So basically, sometimes basically, from my understanding, and this is where I could be wrong. It was either done at a international convention or through World Service. So kind of goes like this. You have you as an individual that belongs to AA. Then you belong to a group. The group then belongs to a district. The district belongs to the area. The area then basically goes to goes back to central service as a whole. And so with that, basically, there's sometimes changes. Like there's going to be a new 5th edition coming out. If it hasn't already come out, I think it already has. So basically it's like the plain print one, which I don't agree with, but that's my choice. So even in your big book, whatever big book you have, there should be a section that talks about their traditions. It's in the back, I want to say appendix, but I think those are in the front. Yeah, the appendix are in the back. One second again. So basically, they have like the world concepts, the traditions, the what spiritual awakening it talks about in the back. Sorry that I'm eating. I literally have to go to a meeting soon, and I'm trying to multitask. So, but basically, there's these traditions and the world concepts and things like that, and then basically like I was saying, each group is autonomous to another group. So basically, what happens in one group, what it does and what it chooses has no effect on the meeting down the road. What affects the meeting are like kind of going from the group conscience, where the group makes a decision. And if anybody from a group that I belong to happens to see this video, hi! Because again, these are my thoughts, my opinions. I do not speak for anybody else but Felicia. And sometimes Felicia is a moron. And Felicia has the right to her own opinions. Okay, so I was taught that basically about these traditions and these concepts and things like that. Can I verbate them? Hell no, because I have a shite memory. But what I've learned is, though, that basically what's interesting is there are old-timers in the program all over the world. So not just in particularly a meeting that I attend, because I bet you we could ask all over the world, how many of your old-timers actually know about the traditions and concepts and actually follow through with them? So, it just happens. We just had a business meeting last night, and it kind of upset me that basically one of the things is that it is highly suggested, it's not required, but it's suggested that basically, like, let's go to the group level. That, hi, if you can afford to donate, please donate. Because the group does not basically get money from general service or anything like that to run the meeting. You have to still, like, basically the thing I like about AA, especially if you are a broken person and don't know how to hold a job, don't know how to be accountable, it will teach you. If you are in a good group of people, with a good group and everything like that, it will teach you. Like, basically, like, if you take a coffee job, or you are the door opener person or whatever, like, there are so many different jobs. There's official jobs and there's non-official jobs. There's jobs that, like, basically are in the handout. There are jobs that people just randomly make up, like, oh, not me personally, but, like, and this lovely woman I know and everything, that she used to be my home group of many years that unfortunately does not exist anymore. She was the cookie person. She would make cookies for the group, not go to the store and buy them, and she wasn't reimbursed for them, but that was the job. Like, that, I forget if we gave it to her or she basically was doing it and we just kind of like gave her the title of it and everything like that. I'm not sure, like, because that's the thing, it's like, especially when groups have, like, those makeshift jobs or whatever phrase you want to use, I'm not sure how it really starts. It could just be like someone was like, hey, we need this, and this. The standard is that you usually have a coffee maker, you usually have a secretary, you have a treasurer, you have a GSR, like, so there's a couple core jobs and things like that. But again, one of the things we do highly recommend is that you donate, because, like, your group does have to technically pay rent. We're not supposed to be given anything for free, because if we're given things for free, that means we have ties with that place. In the thing, it says we have no, in the preamble, it says we have no ties with any sect, denomination, politics, or, like, organization, which means that even though we are found usually in a church basement, we do not belong, like, AA as a whole does not belong to said church. There might be group members who belong to said church, but that again is like me being a type 1 diabetic and going to Joslin. But my fiance, Rick, when he was a diabetic, yeah, if you caught on to that, you know, things have changed. And he's still alive, just to clarify. He never went to Joslin. So it doesn't mean just because you're a diabetic or were diabetic, you had to go to Joslin. It just happens to be somewhere you go. So, yeah. Like, I feel like I'm all over. I feel like I need a map. I don't do fucking excuse my language. I don't do graphics. I don't know how to edit. Because I'm working with a Samsung, people. I'm working with a Samsung, and I choose to do that. I'm not an Apple girl. And I'm basic. I'm a hot mess and basic. Okay, so, but back to my whole premise and everything like that. Basically, so at the group level, you're supposed to get donation, or you take donations in. So that way, and if someone's paying the full bill, then it's their group. Like, it's a group conscience, a collective group of alcoholics that are supposed to run it. And sometimes that means a group of alcoholics did such a shitty job that the meeting no longer holds. And that happens. Sometimes meetings fold. It just happens. It's like businesses. It just happens. But sometimes you have a good meeting with a good group of fellows that are in that fellowship and everything like that, and, like, thrive with that meeting. And that meeting might be kicking around for 70-something years. and everything like that, because there were people that were active and keeping it alive and stuff like that. And there will be times when someone carries it for a period of time till like the next crew comes through. But even that person usually knows that it's not their meeting, that they have to pass the torch on. And it's always funny because, like, I personally do not like change. But one of the beautiful things that I've learned over my time in recovery is I gotta let the fuck go many, many times. Do I like doing it? No. Do I like change? No. Do I need to change? Yes, absolutely. And changing the guard helps as well. So yeah. So basically, yeah, there's just a but so with the money that we get from a group level, you pay for your expenses. Like if you do medallions or chips, you pay for that. If you pay for, or if you do coffee, you have to pay for that. If you have a hall, you're instead of a parking lot, because I don't think most parking lots have to make you pay. Some do, but like that's a whole different situation. So if you're at a location, you have to pay rent. Just like a home, you have to do those things if you have a home. So, and a lot of times we refer to our groups as our home groups and things. So it's like, if you notice, world, AA, real world, it kind of carries over. So, okay. So in our money that we give, we have an excess. We have a lot of money usually if we just pay the basics and there's a good amount of people, money adds up. We're not supposed to stay rich in any way, shape, or form. It actually talks about it in the 12-step book in itself. Basically, and with the tradition, because there's the traditions on the backside, that basically we're supposed to just stay enough and everything like that. And so one of the things we do is if the groups have excess money, you're supposed to split it 4 ways. You have GS, and I'm doing it just in the order that I'm going down, not in the order of who gets the highest money. You have GSO, General Service Office, which is based down in New York and everything, and that they're like the higher ups. Then you have area. Then you have district. Why am I missing one? District, area, Central Service. Okay, like there's district for mass. Oh, okay, so this is what it is. Okay, so your local area has a central service. So like Boston, I live in Massachusetts. Boston is our central service. So basically you donate to part of them. You have general service, which is New York, which is the overall. You have area for us, which is in Eastern Massachusetts, hence Eastern Massachusetts area. And then you have districts, which is Haverhill for where I'm based out of. Yeah, just kind of threw Mount Miami in it, but that's okay. Again, my shit, my stuff. I don't care. I don't care who the hell knows I'm sober, because if you knew me 13 years ago, actually almost 14 years ago, you knew I was a fucking drunk. You absolutely knew I was a drunk. Because of the way the fucking I drank alone and my actions, like you knew I was a drunk. And if you didn't, okay, cool. But yeah, so basically, again, every group does something different. One of the things that kind of was like, someone made a comment, oh, aren't we supposed to donate quarterly? Nowhere says that. Nowhere says that. It's what groups want to do. If groups want to do, and I'm not even mad that they brought up that doing it quarterly and doing that. It was more the statement that came across being like, hold on. Oh, other groups do it, so we need to do it too. Group autonomy. What 4 other groups do down the street doesn't freaking matter to this group. It's what the group conscience says. And if the group conscience decides that instead of doing monthly donations, or when we have an excess of money to donate, then it all varies. It like, and it can change. What decisions was made today or yesterday could change next year if a motion gets brought up to talk about it. So, but it was a fact that someone was very, very much being like, other groups do it. And I'm like, that's not how it works. So it was supposedly someone with time. Like, time in AA. Like, just because you have time in a program or at work or whatever doesn't mean you know how stuff works. And I literally poured this so I can make something, and I think I'm running out of time. So yeah, like, that's my pet peeve right now. It's just like, the elders, the people with, and yes, more time than me, some of them are literally just only knowing of so much stuff. So yeah, like, I'm not even mad at, like, it's just more that, like, what I'm mad at is people who when someone of less sobriety informs them something, that basically they act like that they don't know what they're talking about, or that they're wrong, or X, Y, and Z. And it's like, it just, like, didn't work. Just, yeah. So that's my whatever the term is, my soapbox. That's me getting off my soapbox right now. So yeah, that's, yeah. So, hey, for clarification, if you see me and you know me personally and you disagree with me, that is okay. What I think, what I believe, and what I perceive are all on me. What you believe, what you think, and you perceive is on you. It is what it is. All right. But again, just my thoughts. Are they right? Are they wrong? They're mine, though. So, all right, guys. With that, I'm gonna let you guys go because I literally got to get going. So yeah. Bye.